What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stock. Today we're going to talk to you about SoFi. Give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what really moved it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So SoFi went down 2.75% alongside much of the greater market. And so in reality, today I felt like was more of a temper tantrum from the broader market. And the reasoning is we did have good data. So non-farm payroll, 256 the actual, 200 the forecast. Unemployment 4.1 the actual, 4.3 the forecast. Both very good data points. But when you have good data points, what does that usually mean? You don't need to cut any rates. And not only just these 2 points, but there's been a lot of other good data coming out. So the market was kind of throwing a hissy fit because of that. I feel like that was a massive overreaction across the board. Of course, I think there's a little bit more to it just than that. A lot of Fed speakers are, like I've brought up, saying that the market is due for a pullback. A lot of evaluations on just the stocks are too high, so many stocks are elevated, and that's kind of causing more of a technical pullback. So in SoFi's case, I think indirectly through all this tantruming, SoFi's technicals is breaking down. Today, though, you did have 33.09 million for volume, 44.07 is the average. These are some of the transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000. And as I've brought up, it's a good amount. It still shows that big money is on, or SoFi's on their radar, but they're not really buying it as much as the same frequency. And you had one big one right here, 6.1 million, couple big ones after hours or close to it. So 14.3, 1.8, but during the trading day, not all that much in activity. So all in all, that is one thing that is really dragging SoFi down a little bit. No actual news associated to SoFi today. As far as shorts, they did increase 195,000 shares. So kind of Monday, Tuesday, they were increasing slightly the same amount-ish, so rather low. And then on Wednesday, for whatever reason, they returned roughly around 700,000. So I think shorts are starting to kind of just, I don't know, wait for data points. A lot of big data points are coming out next week, so stay tuned for my video for this upcoming weekend where I go over some expectations and stuff like that. But 12.96% of the free flow is being shorted. Works out to be 138.24 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average and minimum are positive, so that's kind of a generally good thing. Moving over to options, today 19 million in calls, 8.19 million in puts. 43% of all the options being done today were bearish, or sorry, were bullish in nature. But looking over here, so this is some of the call options that was purchased today. So consensus for it to be roughly around that 16 by next week, and then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub 13. And so with today being Friday, this is the open interest, and with it closing at above 14, below 1450, that does mean everything above that does expire worthless. So you have roughly 3,000 in open interest. That's not going to do anything going into next week. Next week, though, is a monthly chain, so that is a lot of volume. So just to give you a quick overview, you have roughly at the $7 strike price, 42,000, 30,000 at the 8, 22,000 at the 9, 54,000 at the 10, 16 at 11, 29,000 at 12, 25,000 at 13, 19,000 at the 15, or 90,000 at the 15. So a lot of big volume. So next week will be very interesting. But aside from that, with it at $14.15, still trading between this pivot and this S1. Today it did break this 1401, this S1. So of course, going forward, just need to watch for that to kind of maintain. So going into next week, just watch for that. $13.50 and then $12.68. But like I said, SoFi is kind of experiencing more of a technical breakdown. Today was the very first day that it did close below that 50-day moving average. So very a lot of importance come Monday. But as of right now, it did break below that super trend. So that does mean going forward, you'll have algorithmic trading really suppressing SoFi and adding a lot of downward pressure. Aside from that, though, if it does close below that 50-day moving average come Monday, then you will see most likely another 15 to 20% pullback, from these prices. So even though it's kind of bounced off of and gone down a lot, there still could be more downside coming, and that would be obviously linked to the technicals. So let me know your viewpoint on that. No new analyst ratings, nothing along those lines, so it's just the same ones that have come out. So hopefully inverse is going to happen. Maybe we just sell off going into the upcoming earnings, and then the earnings prompts a rally. So we'll just have to maybe wait and see. But as of right now, I think there is just a lot of fear in the broader market when there isn't any justified reason for that to be there. So if you do believe that it's an overreaction, then take advantage, buy the dip, do what you need to do. I myself, the only thing I did with SoFi this week was I sold puts, $14 strikes, so they did expire worthless. I got some free money. It wasn't a lot of money, but still money is money at the end of the day. So let me know your viewpoint on SoFi. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? Do you think it is justified at these prices, or do you think it's kind of due for like higher highs? Some individuals are saying that SoFi is going down to single digits. Then you have a lot of other YouTube pumpers that are saying that this is going to be a short squeeze at these scenarios. I kind of find a lot of those comical. I never watch any of them though. On a side note, I just see their weird thumbnail stating $45 is coming and all the short squeeze, and yeah, so in reality, just read the data, take your emotion out of it, and then it's everything is very, very clear. So like I said, I think Monday is going to be a very important day for SoFi. So if it does break and still stays below that 50-day moving average, just anticipate a little bit more of a pullback. So that could be a good buying opportunity for those individuals that have some spare cash, or just do options like I always say. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. One additional thing, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers, so pop over there and take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments with all that. Appreciate all of you watching.